whats and whys and wherefores. Here you'll find your what-nots and therefores. So come on along, let's find out what's going on. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what your taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what you taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news.
Welcome to the current events as of October 14th, 2022.
All right. Yes, this is the episode we talk about what's happening at the Disneyland Resort. Our previous episode was the talking about Haunted Mansion collecting.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to check that out, if you haven't already. But this is where we catch you up on what's happening. And this time, we have our Patreon supporters joining us in a live chat, as we do once a month. So if you want to join in with this and talk with these brilliant people in the chat and contribute what you have to say to our current events, you should join our Patreon. So anyway, go to thesweepspot.com where we'll also have show notes for all these items. So nothing's really going on. No, that's not true. That's not true. We finally have an opening date for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Yes, and this particular report comes from laughingplace.com, and it says, from October 6th, it says, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to open at Disneyland on January 27th, 2023. Now, something about Toontown in January. Toontown originally opened in January, and a year later, they opened Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin in January. So they just like January in Toontown. I don't know. It must be some sort of contractual obligation that the characters have there.
Maybe.
But as they report, interestingly, the new attraction will apparently open before the rest of its land, as the overhauled Mickey's Toontown is set to debut in spring. So what's that all about?
Interesting.
I guess they want to get it open, before certain other things happen at other parks or something. I don't know.
I don't know. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. While the ride will largely resemble the attraction currently found at Disney's Hollywood Studios, it's been teased that the Disneyland version will feature unique elements and theming, particularly in the queue. Well, what does a queue matter anymore? I mean, if you just lightning lane past it. The arrival of the new attraction is meant to coincide with the launch of the Disney 100 celebration at the resort. So that could be why they're doing it in January again. Could be, hey, we're kicking off this Disney 100 celebration. Let's have a new attraction open at Disneyland. It could be it.
Yeah, and they've had a lot of time to work on this. It seemed like just around the time the park closed to somewhere in there before the pandemic thing.
Well, I think it was originally going to be in 2022, wasn't it?
Right, but I mean, they've had all this.
Everything got slowed down, so. Yeah.
But they've had quite a bit of time, and then it was something they could work on, even when the park was open. In the show building and everything. So that's probably more ready than because they didn't close Toontown until much later after. So
yeah,
it should be good. I'm really interested to see once Toontown opens what that does to the park, especially the draw of a new attraction way on the far other end away from like Galaxy's Edge and Rise Resistant, all that.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see.
That'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Yes.
Bob T asked, will the queues start at the opening of Toontown?
I wouldn't be surprised if it does. They might store the queue. This is part of this. Maybe they'll wrap the queue around over there by the theater. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that, because it's all going to depend on whether or not they're going to have a way to bypass it. And I mean, one way or another, they're going to have a standby line because it's a new ride at Disneyland. So one way or another, they will have a standby line, even if they have ways to bypass it. So they're going to have to put those people somewhere.
John made a point. He said they'll probably have a Lightning Lane Plus at the beginning. Like that separate fee you pay to, like you do for Rise and Radiator Springs. But Christine was also mentioning that, and this makes total sense, that Fresh Bake, on YouTube, had thought that maybe the opening early so they could take Splashdown for its refurb, kind of substitute it.
That could be it too.
And maybe
that's still supposed to happen.
Yeah, maybe Indy will be going down for a longer time too. I don't know, but
if that's the official opening, the question is, when will it be soft opened? There might be people going in for like Christmas who want to see if they can actually get on it then. Hopefully they give a lot of cast member time for previews.
I could see them doing the cast previews around Christmas. Yeah, makes sense.
That would make sense. Maybe they'll do a key holder event. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
And that is part of the Disney 100. As Jennifer Tanaka reports at the Orange County Register, Disneyland announces details for Disney 100 anniversary celebration in 2023. The Disneyland Resort has announced new details for its Disney 100 anniversary celebration, which kicks off on January 27th. The Disney 100 Years of Wonder honors the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company with a cross-company celebration spanning the globe. At last month's D23 Expo, Disney Parks Experiences and Products Chairman Josh D'Amaro gave attendees a first look at the new decor, dining, and merchandising offerings. On Thursday, October 6th, the Disneyland Resort released more details. And those details include that the castle will be decorated with platinum banners and bunting, featuring the 3 good fairies who will glitter with illuminating pixie dust. Other decor details include a wishing star atop the castle tower and 2 water features situated on both sides of the moat. 2 new nighttime spectaculars will debut at both parks. At DCA, World of Color 1 will feature an original song called Start the Wave and illustrate Walt Disney's storytelling legacy by bringing some of the most inspiring characters to life in new ways. At Disneyland Park, a nighttime spectacular called Wondrous Journeys nods to the 60 Walt Disney Animation Studios films to date. Using projection effects, the experience turns places throughout the park into viewing areas. Main Street USA, Sleeping Beauty Castle, It's a Small World, and the Rivers of America will transform into canvases that bring characters to life. On select nights, Wondrous Journeys will also include fireworks. And of course, there's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway that we already covered.
Wow.
And they do again point out that the rest of Toontown is scheduled to open in spring. But go ahead.
Well, you were mentioning the decor, the castle and the fountains on each side of the, near the castle. Remember when they used to have the Christmas trees?
Yes.
Remember that? They were in
One
the
year, one of
same
them
spot.
one of them got blown over, and I think that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, it hit a guest on the drawbridge, I think it was, there.
I don't know if it hit anybody or not,
That's what
but
I
that
heard,
was.
but I was not there to witness it. I mean, I was working, but I wasn't there at that moment.
They need to bring back the battery operated swans.
Yeah,
They were battery operated, right?
yeah, but the batteries didn't go too well. With the water, and all that, it just didn't work out too well. Yeah.
Well, also the Magic Happens Parade will return to Disneyland Park. And again, I want to mention that all these stories, you can read them in full by clicking through at our official website, thesweepspot.com. We are the Sweep Spot Podcast, We are hosted by two former Disneyland Custodial Foremen. And so there you go. Let's see. The official Disney Parks blog also covers the Disney 100 celebration. So if you want to get their official take on it, where they write gushingly about everything, you can check that out too. Here's something that you did not find at the official Disney Parks blog. Marla Jo Fisher reported on it at the Orange County Register. And the headline is, Disneyland quietly raises its price on tickets and Genie Plus feature. So this was a story from October 12th. And as they pointed out, starting Tuesday, which is behind us now, daily ticket prices to visit one park, either Disneyland or DCA, will range from $104 to $179, depending on the expected crowds. For example, expect to pay the top price for weekends and holiday times and face big crowds. People who have already purchased tickets will not pay the increase. That's good, that they're not going to change the price on you after you bought it. That would be kind of unusual. A perusal of Disneyland's website on October 11th found no $104 tickets available until the second week of January. People who want to park hop between Disneyland and DCA will pay an extra $65 for the privilege, which is a $5 increase. Multi-day ticket prices have also increased. The highest priced one-park tickets, good on most weekends and holiday periods, increased $15 from $164 to $179. The top one-day park hopper ticket jumped $20 from $224 to $244.
Wow.
Other prices will also increase. Preferred parking will go up $5 to $50, while regular parking will remain $30. The Genie Plus, for now, yes, that's always good to add for now. The Genie Plus service that allows people to cut lines on some attractions will also now be so-called demand pricing, which means the greater the number of people, the more it'll cost. Until 2020, the general public paid one price to get into the park, based only on whether the purchaser was an adult or a child. Actually, children were 10 and under, so if you were 11, you were like an adult.
It was $20, and now it's $25 for that.
Yeah.
I didn't see you had that on here, but yeah, I always thought that it's probably unpopular, and I've heard a few other people mention this, that they should just it should be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Only because then I think it would benefit everyone, because then not as many people would be using it, which would then benefit the standby line, because if they don't have to prioritize so many people.
Right, and then but if you feel like you absolutely must do it and you don't have the time to wait, then
because Universal's is, if you do their Express or whatever it's called, it's quite a bit more. I want to say it's like $100 or more or something.
Yeah, I think at other parks I think it might be much more. Disneyland officials pointed out their lowest price point for a daily single park ticket remains $104, which hasn't changed since 2019. However, that price is now offered on a sharply limited number of days during the year. So it's like, well, we still offer $104 tickets. Like, you can get them on February 31st. Disneyland officials also noted that the company has made continual improvements to the parks, including the new Avengers Campus and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is expected to open in January. And they noted it costs a lot of money to keep the empty carousel building. I added that last part. What is going on in our chat rooms, Lynn?
People are shocked and appalled by the prices going up. That John had said that, think how much later Toontown would open if they didn't raise the prices now.
That's right. It would be so, they would, see, maybe they'll be able to change the light bulbs now. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot to keep Launch Bay, it costs a lot of money to keep it sitting there. So, to keep the Magic Eye Theater closed, that all takes a lot of money.
It does.
So, Laughing Place covered that story as well. They point out, the Disneyland Resort has announced some adjustments to its theme park ticket pricing. Adjustment's a good word. Notably, the lowest priced one-day, one-park ticket will continue to cost $104, which is what it's been since 2019. However, this price will now be assigned to the new Tier 0, while Tier 1 tickets will start at $114. You know why they call it Tier 0, Lynn?
No.
It's because it's available 0 days.
Oh, that is funny. Is it really?
No. I'm sure they'll offer it once or twice during the year.
Are they going to have the 0 of 0? I think they keep going the other direction because they want to make
Zero,
it so much.
yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're predicting severe lightning storms that day. Let's lower the price. No, but wait, there's more. They do cover the parking increases, the preferred parking option, 45 to 50. Regular guest parking is still 30. Elsewhere, hotel valet parking has increased from $50 to $65. I remember, Lynn, that that's nothing to you. You always use the valet, and
yeah,
65 is nothing to you. So,
nothing. Yeah.
Hotel self-parking remains unchanged at $35 and $40 for oversized vehicles. Wow. Well, we're still not done with the price changes because there's the detail, the Genie Plus ones. Laughing Place detail those in another story. Now, rather than having a set price for the service, pricing will be demand-based. This means that guests visiting on busier days are likely to pay more to use Disney Genie Plus than guests visiting during lighter attendance times. And starting now, the base price for Disney Genie Plus will be increasing from $20 per day to the new price of $25 per day. Guests will have the option to add Disney Genie Plus to their ticket for a fixed fee of $25. Those who do not add the service to their ticket will be able to purchase it on the day of their visit, with these prices being demand-based. However, while prices for day of Genie Plus service will vary, $25 is still the lowest price possible. The announcement of this Genie Plus update was accompanied by news that Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure, would now be offered as part of the Genie Plus service instead of utilizing individual Lightning Lane reservations. So I guess you don't have to pay extra to be on the Genie Plus to do the Web Slingers. So
No.
There you go.
I guess it wasn't as demanding, or it kind of makes sense. DCA had 2 of those, and where Disneyland just had the one for now, and like we think it'll have it again for Mickey's Minnie's, whatever, Mickey Minnie's Runaway.
I'm sure everybody in our chat rooms are really happy about.
Oh yeah, they're super excited over here. Let's see what they're saying here. Michael Park said, "Can we just send Disney a kidney and call it even for a year or two?" Christine
I'm waiting.
said,
Go ahead.
They can never run out of pirate water. Oh, because they need more money for pirate water. John said tier 0 is because that's how much money you have left after visiting Disneyland. These are funny. You guys are good. John said, Michael, they require both kidneys. All right. One for each park. Mike said, I had to give the other one up for Disney Plus increase. Oh yeah, Disney Plus is increasing now. Yeah, they're just saying Chapek said that the prices will go up as long as the demand is strong, which is many businesses work that way.
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
This is why I wrote a blog post on my personal blog about how it's supply and demand. We need a third theme park resort in the United States, but oh well, I don't make these decisions. But wait, there's more.
Yay.
Another Laughing Place report says prices increase at Savi's Workshop and Droid Depot. So, Droid Depot, an experience where guests can visit a workshop stocked with parts, chips, manuals, and other tech items useful for constructing their very own droid, one of the Galaxy's most indispensable sidekicks, by assembling parts as they roll out of a conveyor belt, is now increasing in price from $99 to $119. Actually, it's $99.99. So it might as well be $100 and
right.
$120. It's going to $120. Okay. Across the outpost, guests will also find Savi's Workshop, where they can construct their very own lightsaber and bring it to life through the power of Kyber crystals. There, a group known as the Gatherers ushers them into a covert workshop packed with unusual parts and pieces collected from throughout the galaxy. This experience is a group activity led by an entertaining instructor and has now increased in price from basically $220 to $250. Both of these experiences have been huge hits since they debuted, along with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World in 2019. So,
sounds good. No.
Savi's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's it's quite a jump there on the lightsaber. The other's $20.
So but you know what? Maybe there's something that's a little bit more in your price range. How about a magic band? Yes. Disneyland announces debut date for Magic Band Plus wearable tech devices. This is an October 12th story from Jeffrey Miller over at the Orange County Register. And as he says, Magic Bands Plus wearable tech devices will debut at Disneyland on October 26th, the Disney Parks blog announced on Wednesday, October 12th. Magic key holders, Disney Vacation Club members, and some cast members will have the first opportunity to buy the wristbands at select merchandise locations around Disneyland Resort starting October 19th, with prices starting at $35. It's really $34.99, but come on, that's $35. Okay. Guests will be able to use Magic Band Plus at the front gates to enter the park, as long as they have a valid park admission and a reservation for that date, and to check in at line-skipping Lightning Lane entrances if they have paid for that access. See, and so instead of using your phone, you're using your Magic Band. So, Magic Band Plus will also provide immersive features for people viewing nighttime spectaculars such as Phantasmic and World of Color, lighting up and vibrating in sync with the show. Visitors who are in Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy's Edgeland can also use the devices to participate in the Star Wars Batuu Bounty Hunters interactive quest, with lights and vibrations helping them find virtual bounties located in the land. More Magic Band Plus features will be rolled out after the device's initial launch, Disney officials said. Of course, the most important thing about the Magic Band is it allows Disney to directly transfer money from your bank account into their coffers. That's coming soon, though.
Yeah, because at Disney World, isn't it a way you can pay for things using the?
Yeah, that's right. You can just pay that. It's convenient.
It is convenient, almost too convenient, but But I think that for me would be the big selling point on this. I don't know so far. Like, it's not a big deal to pull out my phone and have it scanned to go in the park. It's not like you're doing that all day long. And maybe the Fast Pass return might be okay. But it's, again, not a huge deal to pull your phone out. But I think the pain thing, I don't care so much about the, all this interactive stuff as much, but maybe just because I'm older. But for someone younger,
fuddy-duddy.
Yeah. Let's see what everyone else thinks here.
What do our Patreon supporters who are in our chat room say?
Patrick said, Magic Bands, no thanks. I'll use my phone. Christine, same thing. Sticking with my phone. No need for an additional thing that you still need.
But it's stylish, though. It's stylish.
It is, and I may try it just to report back to everyone. But I don't know. We'll see. It is, because they're even expensive. Like, if you want it, the stylish ones, not just a plain color one.
Yeah.
They're $45.
It's a shame they still don't have Adventures with Inner Space because the vibrating feet. Never mind. Let's see here.
Okay, moving on.
Now, the official Disney Parks blog does say, if you are like me and can't wait to sport Magic Band Plus on a future visit or start a collection of different designs, here's everything you need to know. Beginning October 26th, it'll be available for all guests to purchase at the following locations, okay? So get ready to write these down, or you can just go to our official website, thesweepspot.com. Okay, Downtown Disney District, it'll be at the World of Disney and Disney's Pen Traders. At Disneyland Park, it'll be at the Emporium, Pioneer Mercantile, Tomorrow Landing, which is reopening October 26th. DCA, it'll be at Elias & Company, Trolley Treats, Oswald's, and Seaside Souvenirs. And the hotels at the Sun Resort, it'll be at Disney's Fantasia Shop, Mickey in Paradise, Acorns Gifts and Goods. And finally, it'll also be on a street corner down in Santa Ana. You're buying it from a shady guy who actually doesn't give you a legitimate Magic Band. You thought you were getting a good deal, but there you go. It's a bogus one. So sorry, folks.
I had so many questions on this, and I'm sure they'll come out as they get released. Because on the 19th, cast members and Magic key holders get the opportunity to use them, buy them. But it could carry the fast pass. But you know how you have your whole parties, like one person usually has all of their kids, and their wife and has their husband. Anyway, has everything on there. So do you just do that? Like, so the kids, if they have a Magic Band, they wouldn't need to scan their wrist with it because they're all under. It all just kind of connects to the phone, right? So it's just whatever you have on your phone is connected to. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, if you have any questions about Magic Band, MiceChat.com does have everything you need to know about Disneyland Magic Band Plus, and that's from Dusty Sage.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to read through, and they will, of course, deal with questions and add any information that's not already there that people need to know. Well, another Jennifer Tanaka story at the Orange County Register is Disneyland Resort launches new augmented reality photo lenses on Disneyland app. So it does say, to enhance guests' photo moments at the park, Disney Photo Pass lenses are now available via the Disneyland app. The augmented reality experience initially launched at Disney World in partnership with Snap and was made available to Disneyland guests on Tuesday, October 4th. I want to know, does this work with my Jitterbug phone? That's all I need to know. No, anyway. Included with the purchase of the Disneyland Genie Plus service, guests can create their own Disney stories throughout the parks. Guests can immerse themselves by taking selfies with Grogu. A series of lenses allow for guests to pretend to munch on a Mickey-shaped pretzel on Main Street. So instead of paying like all that money for a real pretzel, you can pay money for a fake pretzel. Okay. Hold a bunch of colorful Disneyland balloons, wear a virtual mask or headgear inspired by Star Wars, toss glitter in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle, or take an underwater video with Dory. Hey, if you can, toss virtual glitter, what if they made popcorn that way? It's not real popcorn, it's just virtual popcorn. That'd save us a lot of trouble over there.
Yeah.
The new app edition will create a ton of digital content for the parks, with guests sure to share their selfies and stories on Instagram and TikTok. Launching later this month, well, that's another thing. Do people in the chat room have anything to say about these enhanced selfies? I mean, I'm thinking eventually what Disney's going to do is just sell you a face shield that you're going to wear that's going to completely augment all the reality at the park. So you'll have a face shield that'll like populate the characters will be running around in front of you, but only the people who have the face shield will be able to see them.
That's right.
So it'll be another way to enhance revenue.
Oh yeah.
So are the chat room talkers chiming in on the augmented reality?
Oh, they're very excited about it. No, they're no one's really said anything. The John said, "Do the fake pretzels give you fake indigestion?" So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Launching later this month is the car locator feature. Anyone who has ever forgotten where they parked after a long day walking at Disneyland will appreciate this new feature. Guests parking at the Mickey and Friends Pixar Pals parking structures, the Toy Story parking area, and the Simba parking lot will soon be able to save their location of their parking spots via the app, instead of like just taking a picture of like, a lighting pole that you're by or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Other recent app additions include merchandise mobile checkout and cast member compliments. Park goers familiar with the mobile order dining feature, which enables guests to purchase menu items on their phones, will enjoy this new shopping option. Yay! So they keep adding the technology. Laughing Place also covers that story, so if you can't access it at the register, you can catch up there. But we are close to the holidays, so Dusty Sage over at MiceChat.com, he has Disneyland Holidays Begin Here, your guide to 2022 holiday magic. So they're going to keep track of everything, the merchandise, the food, the entertainment, all that good stuff. So that, if you want to keep up to date on that and know what's happening, then you can check that out. As always, MiceChat.com did have updates. There's someone named MiceChat staff had Disneyland update the return of the Disneyland Blues. So that's nice. They're bringing back music, Lynn.
Oh.
Let me see what it says here about the music. This is back on October 3rd. Happy October, everyone, the spookiest month of them all. We had quite a week and there's a lot to share. Maintenance issues continue to plague the parks. We are finally looking forward to cooler temperatures with the forecast calling for mid-80s this week and low 80s by next week. And of course, as we get closer to Halloween and the weather becomes more enjoyable, you can expect to see the parks become a tad busier. We're also asking for your help this week as we launch a new section to the update that we hope will help shine a bright light on a few dark spots in the park experience. In other words, the Blues is about stuff that needs to be taken care of at the, cleaned up or fixed or whatever, changed out. So that's what they meant by Blues. I was hoping it was going to be music. They also had, Andy Castro had an update on the October 11th called Dateline Disneyland, paying more for a mess, more or less. No. You can click through to read that if you want. Be interested in anything else that they're saying in the chat room. I did want to mention, on a sad note, after long illness, percussionist Tom Float passed away. Now, if you've ever enjoyed the Trash Can Trio at Disneyland or the Green Army Men Drum Corps, you've been influenced by Tom Float. We used to interact with them all the time. I would tell those guys to take a break, and I'd tell them to get back to work when they would start their, they would do their set there in the Trash Can Trio. And Tom Float was a very influential percussionist. I do believe he had a line of drumsticks even. I mean, there was very well known in the percussion circles. So it's very sad that he has passed. And you likely have enjoyed his work even if you didn't know his name. So it's one of those situations where people contribute to the park, and you might not know their name, but you know their work. Anything else in the chat room right now?
No, not really.
Well, let's go with the. Do you have a list of renovations going on right now?
I do.
Okay.
All right. As expected, Tarzan's Treehouse, no return. No info, nothing. So, but they're still calling it Tarzan's Treehouse in the Disneyland app under refurbs. So, that's something. It's a Small World will close October 24th through and reopen on November 11th as it goes its yearly changeover to the holidays layover. We have Sailing Ship Columbia, 24th through the 28th. It will be closed. Just a couple days there. Monsters Inc., November 1st to the 19th of November. From what I heard, they're doing some work on the front of the attraction, the entrance, someone was saying. So they had some scaffolding and stuff. Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, November 1st to the 11th will reopen. And then Indy. Now, when Indy went down, they didn't have an end date to it yet. Because on the Disneyland app, it kind of just, goes day by day in advance. And everyone thought, oh, it's going to be down now, the holidays and everything, the big refurb, because it is due for something big. I mean, there's a lot of problems in there. But
they're strapped for cash.
Yeah, they've got it. Well, they had to raise the prices to help fix
they're barely getting by.
So, Indy's going to be closed from the 14th to the 17th of November, and that's it. So I'm sure in the future they've got to close it longer. Like I said, it's definitely due for some. Matterhorn did reopen today. You know, we had talked about it had been down for
and
a
it's
while.
got flowing waterfalls and everything.
Yeah, it's back in all its glory. So, and all its pain. So, that's all I have, Ken.
All right. Well, I have a few more things to say, but first, I wanted, stay tuned because I will have more to say. But I do want to point out that there's a lot of changes that are still going on. And if you can't keep up with all of them, that makes, that's perfectly normal. But there are people who do keep up on all these things. It's our friends at Concierge, our magical vacation planning partners. If you go to concierge.com, you can check them out. They're at concierge.com. It's kind of like concierge and mouse ears put together because all they focus on is Disney travel destinations. So plan your next Disney getaway vacation with Concierge. Go to Walt Disney World, go on a Disney cruise, go to Disneyland, go to Disney's Aulani in Hawaii, go on Adventures by Disney. Wherever your Disney destination is for your getaway vacation, start planning it by contacting Concierge. That's all they focus on. It's not going to add any cost to your visit. It's just going to take a lot of the stress and uncertainty out. They can get you some reservations. It's all good. You want to book with the Concierge, and when you book a package with them, like hotel stay and theme park tickets or a week on the cruise, when you book a package with them, tell them that the Sweep Spot sent you. You'll get a special gift. And we want to thank Concierge for their support. And speaking of special gifts, if you need to get a special gift for somebody for the holidays that are coming up, we do have our audiobooks. We are the authors of 2 books, Cleaning the Kingdom, Insider Tales of Keeping Walt Stream Spotless, and Cleaning the Kingdom, Night, Day, Past, and Present. They are must-have books for your Disney library. You can get both of them in paperback. You can get them on Kindle. You can get them on audiobook. And for a limited time, the second book is only available through our website. They are on these beautiful USB flash drives. Lynn figured this all out. It's got our logo on there. It's got, for the books, and the boxes are signed. You should go to our website, The Sweet Spot, and check it out. And if you don't want to get these flash drives, which have the audiobook and have pictures on them and are very snazzy, you can get the signed paperback copies through our website. If you don't want our signatures, well, you get it through Amazon. But there you go. We are the authors of those books. And our website also has some really great merchandise that you want to click through for shirts and mugs and phone cases and things like that. And I also wanted to mention our next episode is going to have somebody named Nathan Ike. And a lot of people who listen to this podcast know Nathan because he was a Disneyland cast member from 2000 to 2022. And it's still 2022, but he left in January. So he'll be chatting about his various roles, including staffing the Disney Gallery. It's a little place that I liked a lot above Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sure I've mentioned a few times. We'll talk about being a tour guide and other things as well. Mm-hmm. So that'll be episode 345. That's dropping a week after this current episode you're listening to right now. So just subscribe at Apple Podcasts or wherever else you can find the podcast. We're on YouTube, and that way you won't miss any episodes if you're subscribed. Any last words from our chat room, Lynn?
No. Christine just said they are beautiful, talking about us. No, talking about about the...
We have the perfect faces for podcasts.
Talking about the USB, the audiobooks. So the USBs.
Yeah, they're really great. You should definitely go to thesweepspot.com to check them out. Mm-hmm. And spread the word about this podcast to other people. But yeah, so there you go.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Ken. And up next, we're going to have the D180.
Hello everyone, this is Eric Johnson with Concy Ears, and welcome to the D180. While Ken and Lynn cover all things Disneyland, in the D180 we take a spin around the rest of the Disney universe, and we do it in 180 seconds. Let's jump right in. We start our journey this week in Walt Disney World, where we have our list of narrators. That's right, we Disney World folks like to do it big. Unlike the smallish ceremony at Disneyland, Epcot guests get to enjoy the candlelight processional from November 25th all the way through December 30th. This holiday celebration resembles the Disneyland version in many ways. It started out in the Magic Kingdom from the resort's opening. Rock Hudson narrated the very first event in 1971 and reprised his role many other years. It wasn't until 1994 that the event made its move to Epcot. From there, the event added even more nights to accommodate demand. This year, we have plenty of favorites returning. Edward James Olmos, Angela Bassett, and Neil Patrick Harris are always around for the holidays. We also get to see some new folks this year. Simu Liu, Shang-Chi himself, joins the cast. So do Gloria Estefan and Mariska Hargitay. Somehow, Josh Gad has never done one of these, but this year he finally joins up from December 10th through the 12th. If you're in town around this time, make it a point to see the candlelight processional. If you purchase a dining package at most of Epcot's many restaurants, you get priority seating. Make sure you're ready for those reservations 60 days out. Why not take a trip to Disney World to see for yourself? Most nights from December 11th to December 25th, a stay at a Disney resort is on sale. In case you're wondering, the narrators during this time frame are Josh Gad, Gloria Estefan, NPH, Mariska Hargitay, Cal Ripken Jr., and Marie Osmond. Guests at resorts like Animal Kingdom Lodge, Coronado Springs, and the Yacht Club Resort get 20% off of their stay. Rooms at Port Orleans and Art of Animation are discounted 15%, and the rest of the resorts on property are discounted 10%. Treat yourself to a holiday trip. Your concierge planners are ready to help you. I get it. You're not ready for the winter holidays yet. It's still the spooky season after all. Let's head to the Disney Wish to look at their Halloween revels. The Grand Hall aboard the ship is packed with pumpkins and foliage. Every Disney ship sports a pumpkin tree in the Grand Hall, and the Wish is no exception. In keeping with the ship's Cinderella theme, this tree grew pumpkins depicting scenes and characters from the classic film. Guests aboard during this season can expect costume parties, trick-or-treating, and plenty of chilling movies in their rooms or by the pool at night. Characters abound at any of Disney's Halloween events, so be sure to look out for both villains and villain-alikes. Rumor has it that Clarabelle Cow, Daisy Duck, and Minnie Mouse masquerade as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. And that's 180 seconds. I hope you enjoyed our quick spin around the rest of the Disney universe. If you would like to learn more about these Disney adventures or just have a few questions, please come on over. Visit the social media and websites of both the Sweep Spot and us, their official travel planners, concierge. We look forward to planning something special for you and your family. I'm Eric Johnson, and this has been your D180.